Hi, everybody. Let's just jump right in this. We're going to go over the release from Tuesday, the 28th of May. Views. We have different views here. These are account views where everybody using the account can see these views. And that has been, let's say, not a problem, but anybody could create account views before and they would just fill up this list, and obviously not ideal for everybody. So we've introduced a new view creator to where you can create your own private views. If you create a private view, it works the same as creating an account view, except this view is only visible for you when you're signed into the account. So no one else using the account will be able to see this view. Only you can see it. And as you see here, we have two options: new account view and new private view. We've also added a new permission to remove the ability to create account views. So you don't populate this list with all kinds of different views that only you want to see. And you can find it here in the permissions page under the workplace, under sidebar view designer, and you simply just uncheck this view box, save it, and no longer will you have the view for creating an account view. So now I can only create private views, no longer bothering anybody else in the account with my crazy views. All right, next we have new addition to attachments tab here under the ticket details. So before you could add attachments, but there's no way to rename them or to delete them. So now you see here, I have an attachment here, PC instructions, and I can rename it. Simply click in there and rename it however you need to, or if you need to delete it, simply click on a delete box and you can delete attachments. Also with this, we've also added permissions to remove or to limit access to the edit button and limit access to the delete button. And again, you can find that here in the security resource, under workplace, under ticket details. Scroll towards the bottom here. And now you can just uncheck these delete button and rename button, save it. And again, those buttons will disappear. So no longer have I the ability to rename it or to delete it. All right, let's move on over to the admin panel. In the last release, we introduced a newly designed workflow. We have now upgraded this a little bit to make it easier to be transitioning to the different nodes. These are the different nodes. So you click on this node now, and we had it here before. We listed which nodes were part of this, which paths were part of this node here. And you had to go, before you had to go either search bar or look for the node here, intervention wait. You can go search it or you can find it here. We now include a new little button here. You just simply click on it and it will automatically jump to the node that you want to go to. This makes it much easier just to look through your to workflows and see how they are working. And the same works in the tree view as well. So you simply go here and you'll see it jump around where it needs to go. This is available in the buttons, automations, guides. Wherever you find this button, you can click on it and jump to the perspective node. All right. Back to, actually, let's go here. So forms, there's certain countries that require states. And in our master form, we didn't have a state field. So if you picked the United States, for instance, there was no way to add the state field, which is important for United States addresses, without having to create a custom form. We now include it in the master form. So now you can easily go, let's take a look at the standard form here. Now you see we added the state field with some validations or some filters here. So now you'll see if the country is equals United States, Brazil, Canada, Australia, Mexico, Italy, Venezuela, the state field will be displayed to fill in. For all the other countries, you feel free to add whatever countries you need to here, but the standard basic ones we have are listed here, and you can simply see that here in the form. So let's go United States, and the state field pops up, where you can add the state you need to add. All right. And this applies to the create form, the edit form, the clone form, and the child report form. Dropdowns have been unified across Workplace. So now dropdowns are just much prettier. They behave the same. All the dropdowns that you'll see visible in the Workplace have just been reworked. Also, when it comes to multi-selection choice here now, we've added a little chip. So if you pick this one, if you pick multiple ones, it just adds a +1, +2, plus whatever number is added, just to make it look better. All right, another great one here is when reporting on a ticket. Before an engineer would send a ticket, they had a big report with all kinds of line breaks. And when it came to the intervention form, there was no line breaks. It was just a jumbled mess of text. We now include line breaks in the report. So when you do add line breaks or a ticket comes in from the FMA with line breaks, it'll display nicely. So I have a bunch of line breaks there, save it. And now you'll see in the report intervention, report on the intervention page, I display now the line breaks in the work note, making it much easier to read the work note from the engineer, hopefully making your dispatchers' lives much easier. All right, now we're going to jump over to the apps. So let's just go here real quick. So the first thing you notice or may not notice is we have updated the icon for both Android and iOS. So now that we don't have FMA1 anymore, we just have the one FMA app. We have the unified icon for both. All right, iOS, we now allow your email and password to be saved in the iCloud. So when you're adding it, you simply initially you input your email and your password, and you'll be asked to save it in the iCloud. And you save it in the iCloud. I've already done that here. So you see when I click on email, you see it's already got my email there. I just confirm with me with my password. The password's there, it's just not visible due to iOS restrictions, but it's all saved there. And you simply hit done. You don't have to fill out your email and fill out your password ever again. But you do, if you have multiple accounts, you do still have to fill in your account name. All right. So under the next one, FMA Android has had a visual overhaul. So look and feels much better now. The initial appointments page, not much different. Let's start out in light mode here. So you see the map button here is in blue. No longer do you have the green bar up top. When you go here, it's just nice neutral bluish grayish colors, making it much easier in the eyes and more neutral. So again, when you go around here, you see the buttons here are not I even forget what color they were, orange or green. We now have just nice neutral blue colors. My favorite part is the reporting pages. Everything just pops much better here now with the new coloring. And the reason I want to show dark mode last because it looks so much better in dark mode now. So if I look at dark mode, this dark mode with the light blue looks really good. And again, look at this form. It looks beautiful. Each area pops. It looks good. The settings page looks really nice. No more of that green color. We hope you like it. All right, so as you saw here, we have this My Day option here. Now that's where you can go in here and you can start your workday and pause and continue on. In some cases, you may not need this. So what we did is we have a new area, or rather adjusted area in the admin panel under the service delivery page. We renamed this from FMA delivery to FMA, and now it's just FMA settings. This one was there before to allow multiple appointments. We've now added 2 more new switches. So the one switch is publish PUDO appointments to FMA. If you have this on, PUDO appointments created in the workplace attached to a ticket will be transferred to the FMA app when published. But if you turn this off, PUDO appointments will not be sent, just the appointment will be sent to the FMA app. So we have the option here, if you don't want to send PUDOs or you do want to send PUDO appointments, you can. And this one here, turn on and turn off My Day functionality. If it's on, you'll see the option in the settings page in the app. But if you turn it off here, you'll see that it no longer shows. You see in the iOS version, my day is gone. Android, you simply just refresh it real quick and it will go away. So no longer do you have my day, Engine will never know, and you don't need to worry about it. All right, another cool one is we have updated receiving and returning parts. So no longer do you have to fill in who received it or who returned it. That is automatically going to save the user of the app. So this one's been received, and you see it's been received by me down there. Same when it comes to iOS. You see it's received by me. I didn't fill it out. Now when you return it, in this case, I'll just add usage here. Now when you hit the return button, no more do you have to input the name. It's automatically going to save the name. Same applies to Android or to iOS. So that's going to make receiving and not receiving and returning parts much easier for our engineers. All right, just some notable fixes. The dispatch group page, there was just a small bug where it was showing inactive for all active groups. That's no longer the case. Before it was showing inactive, but they were working, but we've just corrected the front end here to show active, and the other ones that are not active, it'll show inactive. We also fixed an issue here when optimizing tickets. There's an issue when you were clicking through here and it would close every time you had to select someone. You had to reopen it and select a new person. As you see, that's no longer the case. You can select as many as you need and it won't close on you. Another big one, the persisting ticket info icon, notification icon will no longer persist. As you close out your different ticket infos, the number will slowly reduce itself until there's no more notifications needed. Obviously, I have none here, so it's not showing me any kind of notification icon, but if I had 20 ticket infos, as I reduce the list and acknowledge it, the number will reduce down until there's no more notifications needed. All right, that's it for the release from the 20th of May.